Question time. Where are you at with Harry Maguire? And I think I've spoken about this before, but given recent performances from Harry Maguire, would you renew his contract in the summer? So I think it's important to understand that he is currently on £9.8 million a year. He's 32-year-old, 190 grand a week. And I think this does go in tandem with the Casemiro situation, right? Because we saw last week that it was announced he was going to leave United at the end of the season. I suppose the slight difference is that Casemiro is a year older and he's also on 350 grand a week at Manchester United. And I think Manchester United might have gone into negotiations with him and said, right, we'll give you 120, 150 for another year. And he's like, well, I can go to Saudi for 400 still because of the name, because of the brand of Casemiro. I just don't get that same feeling with Harry Maguire that he's going to want to go and do that, or the MLS. He feels like a British boy. If you offered Harry Maguire 100 grand a week for another year to stay at United, would he do it? The other question is, would you want to do it? Because I've spoken about how he's grown as a leader in this team. His performances, obviously, of a very good level currently, and I don't think he'll be first choice when De Ligt and Martinez are there. But as a combination, right, Casemiro and Maguire's wages total to £28 million a year for Manchester United. That is an extortionate amount of money for players of their age. So I do have a feeling that Ineos will try and move Maguire on. At which point, over the last 2 or 3 years, you've probably then got rid of probably about 60, 70 million pound a year in wages. You think of Varane, you think of Casemiro, Maguire, Rashford, Sancho. That is a monumental amount of money for players that aren't pivotal in this team. Like, we're talking about a Belieber, a Wharton, and Anson. They're not going to command 350 grand a week. They're just not. But you've still upgraded your team. There's also the point, do you have to replace Harry Maguire currently? Because you've got Martinez, you've got De Ligt, you've got Heaven, you've got Yoro, you've got Luke Shaw, you've got Maguire who can play in there if required. I feel like they might try and go into next season and not replace him. That is a little bit of risk with the injury proneness of them players. But I feel like it's something Ineos might try and do. Let me know down below if you will keep Harry Maguire, and also let me know how much you'd pay him.